So I'm looking at a lot of stuff on Twitter today about the college football playoff, and people are arguing that if USC or TCU doesn't get in based on whatever happens in the championship games next week, which I think they're both going to win, but say that doesn't happen, people are saying that you would better to be putting Ohio State in the playoff over Alabama. And I understand why they're saying that. I mean, listen, we know everybody that's not in the SEC or not Alabama fans hates Alabama. And fans around the country would much rather see Ohio State get into the college football playoff than they would Alabama. But here's my argument against that. And people are going to say, well, Alabama lost 2 games. Well, whoop-de-doo. They lost 2 games, one in the last play of the game, field goal, that was to Tennessee, and to LSU, both on the road, in overtime. And LSU went for a 2-point conversion in overtime to beat them because they didn't want to keep going. Those 2 losses are better losses than Ohio State's 1 loss to Michigan on Saturday. They lost by a score, a last-second score to beat them. Ohio State laid a huge egg. Ohio State, last year it was all, well, they were in Michigan and the weather was bad, and if you get that game at the Shoe with good weather, it's going to be a whole different ball game. Well, the weather couldn't have been any better for this time of year in Ohio than it was on Saturday. And again, 2 years in a row, they're blown out by Jim Harbaugh and the Michigan Wolverines. Good for them, by the way. I would put Alabama into the college football playoff well before I would put Ohio State in. Because 2 road losses against ranked teams are way better than 1 home loss to the number 3 team in the country. That's just my opinion. You don't have to agree with it, but I'll tell you what, not all losses are the same. And a blowout loss at home is a lot worse than last-second victories or losses on the road.